Hello and good day. You are back live. You're not live. This is recorded. Hopefully you enjoy the show anyway. We are here on this fine day of crypto. In today's show, I'm going to tell you why you possibly have made the single greatest investment of your lifetime. I'm going to try to encourage you to hang on to your coins. I know the market's a little flat. I know it's going a little bit sideways. And I know that your brother-in-law thinks you're a complete idiot for buying crypto. Well, let's just face facts. Your brother-in-law is the guy that used to crush cans on his forehead. Okay? So let's just take that into account, right? What's happening right now with the crypto world is the top 10 coins are being consumed, and I do mean consumed, and they are being looked upon as the future possible asset of the planet by people that matter. I know we all matter. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is it's going to the big guys. And the big guys are buying it, which is creating liquidity, which is creating the giant pool, which is creating everything that you and I have been waiting decades for. It's hard for me to express to you how far along we are, because I know your XRP is 53 cents. I get it. Your whatever coin has not done whatever. When I talk, this is so important because I get a lot of people ask me, Allan, what's your favorite top 10 coins? And it's like, that's not what I mean when I'm talking about top 10 coins. Top 10 coins is go to Coinbase or go to whatever or go to CoinGecko. And I'm talking about 1 through 10 that aren't Tether, or USDT or whatever. Those aren't what I consider coins, right? Although they are, I understand what you mean, but no, they're not. They're not the coins I'm talking about. I'm talking about, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. I'm even talking about Binance Coin. Those top 10 coins are at the top 10 for a reason. They're at the top because the people who are the players behind the scene, on top of the fact that they have social media, on top of the fact that they have a following, on top of the fact that they have the largest pool of liquidity, and they have the biggest pool in which these big guys want to get in and out of. If you don't have tens or hundreds of billions of dollars in an account, you're nobody. You're just nobody. I'm sorry. If you're coin 125, you're not relevant. And I know there's a bunch of great projects, and those coins will jockey in and out. But let's reflect back on when I followed the market every single day, 5 to 6 hours a day back then, instead of like I do today with crypto, 5 or 6 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week for the last 8 years. That's what I do. I'm not kidding you about that. That's what I do. But I like to look at it in a perspective of my life experience and my knowledge of people who have taught me so much over my lifetime about how trends work, about how networks work, about how your finances don't do what the lemmings or the sheep do. That's the worst trade known to man. I'm just telling you, if you're doing what they're doing, you're losing. You will not succeed in an investment manner. True investment, true home runs take risk. You have to have risk. And I'm not talking about buying coin number 125. Of course, go buy some of that. What I'm saying is don't put 80% of your net value into coin 125. I'm not saying to completely diversify. But what I am saying is take a risk, but make the risk in the subject. Take a risk on extreme, crazy thought process of real estate out in the middle of nowhere, but you've got a hunch that they're going to build a golf course or a ski resort right next to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a risk. That's risky property. Your risk has already been determined in the fact that you're buying cryptocurrency. That's your risk, right? Now, buy the top 10 most conservative coins in the high risk element. That's what I'm talking about. Now, how do I know that that's handsomely going to pay off for all of us? How do I know that? I know that because the BIS, like I've talked about recently, are purchasing. The list is crazy. I listed it last time, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, believe it or not, Bitcoin, Cash, Litecoin, for reasons that I've talked about before, XRP, Cardano. I don't even know why they're buying Cardano. I own Cardano. I like the project. I do. I really do. But I don't know why they're buying that, other than they have some inside angle on it. And I'm not trying to upset anybody. It's like that seems to be the coin that would be down the line for them to purchase. But for some reason, they're into, I think the list is 9 coins, and they're into these 9 coins, and they're not the top 10 coins that I just described to you. They're the 9 that they really like. There's 5 that I've been told. I've done video about them, and I'm not going to list them here. I think you can just figure out by the first 5 I just listed. They are the ones that the big bankers already know are going to be the ones that are going to control the funds in the future as far as net value assets. I'm not saying that. I've heard that. I've heard it from numerous different people. People that I trust, people that I know and I believe. Now, I heard some really good information recently on another person's channel. He said something very significant. I started looking into it. I was like, wow, that's not just crazy, that's wild. Wild and crazy, if you will. They're talking about, so I looked into it. And as you know, I have a connection to somebody who's may or may not be affiliated with Citadel. Those people are supposedly creating with BlackRock a tokenized stock exchange, if you will, and they're talking about putting it into Texas, not New York City. That's interesting because Citadel is in Chicago and BlackRock is pretty much based out of New York. Well, you would think they would use one of those cities. If you know what I'm saying, wink, wink, there's something going on in those 2 cities that they don't like. It's bigger than politics. I'm going to call it the big families that I talk about a lot on this channel that are arguing and not in complete agreement on what's happening with crypto and where crypto's going and what they believe should be the future of crypto. So isn't it interesting that one of the largest financial institutions in the world, okay, 2 of them to be honest, one is a market maker. Hello, that's who they are. They're not a trust fund so much. That would be Citadel. Citadel is a market maker. They make liquidity in markets and they take both sides of the trade sometimes so that they can make sure the trade market is flowing. They don't care what they trade. They're the market maker. Again, I've talked about this before. You don't need a PhD. You don't need even a license to be a market maker. That's a fact. Look it up. Also, when you understand what these guys may or may not be doing, you start to say, well, maybe they got red pilled or orange pilled or whatever the pill you want to choose, that they are leaving areas that are too much, should we say, political pressures, potentially on maybe one side or the other, and they're leaning that way and they want to be free of that, so they're taking it to a different market space. Isn't that interesting? So I made a call or 2 and I only got a text back saying, yes, this is a rumor. It's a rumor. So the other person actually called me back and yes, it is a rumor. It's bigger than. So I don't know where that YouTuber got that information, but it appears from the 2 connections I have to it that, yeah, we've heard that. No evidence of it absolutely yet, but isn't that very interesting? I find it really amazing that BlackRock, being one of the largest financial institutions in the world, finally fell out of bed. Larry falls out of bed and he decides that crypto is cool and ESG is out. And he wants to leave New York and they want to leave Chicago and they want to go to Texas. Isn't that interesting to anybody other than myself? I hope it is. So when I talk about the BIS and when I talk about massive banking nations, okay, central banking systems, if you will, there's not one, hey, we're all on this together, we're joining hands and we're doing this to ruin the little guy. No, there are societies, if you will, okay, and families and groups that don't care for each other. They are in a battle, and it's bigger than politicians. It's bigger than red and blue, and it's bigger than Democrat, and it's bigger than any of that stuff that you think it's all about, and you watch the evening news, and you think that that's what's going on in the world. That's not. I'm just telling you, I'm here to tell you it's bigger than that. And the battle is being won by the crypto people. All you need to do is look at the recent laws and battles that have happened and the amount of people that are crossing the aisle and the amount of people that are looking bad because they're taking the opposite angle and that the opposite direction of all Miss Warren and all the rest of that stuff. Mr. Gensler in the last 2 or 3 years was rah, let's get those crypto people. And now the tide's completely gone out and we know who's standing there naked. And the people that are standing there naked are not looking good in the political realm. I'm talking now, remember what I've been saying, it's bigger than the politics. So people at the top are making those two be maybe not looking in the greatest of light. And I don't know who gave the bad advice to Sleepy Joe, but, our cadaver in chief decided to, veto a bill. And I don't understand what he was thinking or why he was thinking that. I'm not making any implications because I don't know anything about what's going on in that office or any office in that entire state, district, if you will. Let's get back to central banks and why I think they're so important. There is this feeling that I have, and it's bigger than just a feeling. It's why are they buying 29% of all their crypto asset purchases was Bitcoin? I believe it was 20% was Ethereum. And almost all the other ones got 2% right now. Stop and listen to those numbers. Those numbers tell you that they don't know the winning horse. Why are they buying all 9? Maybe all 9 have an application. Maybe that's already set in stone. Or maybe I'm right, the fact that the battle hasn't been won at the top yet. Maybe, probably. Right? So if you look at that and you're looking at the 9 and you're saying, well, those 2 are the winning horses at this point, but the horse race isn't over yet. Now is it? So if you're evaluating your portfolio, you may want to say, hey, you know what? I know both families, if you will, or the massive powers at the top, both sides really like the BIS. They do. Although they quarrel a lot inside that building, I'm sure. They are the families that have created this whole thing. Now they work back and forth, as you know. Why did they pick those? Because one guy likes this coin, or one family likes this one, this one likes that one, and they're going to promote it in different ways. And why have they picked those 9? That's what we're going to talk about over the next few months, and it's very important to you to understand this. Those so far are the winning horses. One of those horses got to win the race because the only 9 they own. However, I'm going to try and present something to you that's very important to your portfolio and the future of your investments. Not investment advice. It's a concept that I want you to think about. I know XRP is 50 cents. I get it. But the day they pick the winning horse, it might be the other coins they own. It might be, I don't know, Litecoin. I don't know. It might be Bitcoin. Clearly right now, Bitcoin is in the lead, right? One day that it's going to be very apparent and very obvious to all of us, oh, they picked XRP or they picked whatever, Dogecoin. They don't own Dogecoin, but you get my point. Algorand, they did have some Algorand, which what I found interesting. When you hear, when you see, when you think that that's the coin they picked, and we'll all know because we watch this stuff every day, right? We'll know that week. And you're going to say to yourself, oh, it's too late. I don't own any, I don't care the coin. Whatever it is, Litecoin's $80, right? I don't own any Litecoin. They picked Litecoin. It's become very apparent to me that's the one they're going to run with, and that's the one they're going with. And it goes to $300. You're going to sit there and go, "Wow, I could have bought it at $80. I shouldn't buy it at $300." Bad move. Because when these guys pick a winner, or one of five, or two of five, or three or four of five, you're going to be so damn early. Way early, guys. Because think about your buddy smashing beer cans at the barbecue. He's not going to get in. Mainstream's not going to tell everybody to get in. You and I are going to know which coin we know they've picked. And at this point, I would say the only two that I'm pretty sure that they picked is Bitcoin and Ethereum. But isn't it interesting that all the other coins are only 2%? They're all evenly spaced. We don't know which one of those coins is going to succeed yet because they haven't picked the winner of those coins yet. And by the way, yeah, you in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, wow, Allan, those coins could actually be Bitcoin one day. Could. Definitely could. Because if you can get both those people at the top to all join in and say, well, we like this one, it moves money faster, it works better for us, we really like this, they're in all these banks, they're over here in Davos hanging out with us, we like what's going on here, and the one team says, all right, I succumb, you're right, this is the best way for us to go. We thought Algorand had its act together, we thought Cardano was going to be the coin, we thought all these coins were going to be the coin, but nope. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go with you, and we're going to side with you. Boom. And then you're going to look at it, and you're going to, wow, my XRP went from 50 cents to $5 overnight. $5 is early. $15 is early. If you don't own any of that coin, the one they pick on that day or that week, you're going to have a week or two's notice. It's going to be very apparent because it's going to be moving up the charts and people are going to be talking about, going, wow, where'd this thing come from? Kind of like Solana's been lately. But I found it interesting that the BIS didn't own any Solana. And now, why do I make such a big deal out of the BIS? I know, I'm so glad you asked that question. Let's think about this. Did the BIS buy any stocks in .com? Did they buy any .com? No, they didn't, did they? Did they buy, I don't know, Tesla? That's interesting. No, they don't own Tesla, do they? No, I looked it up actually. No, they don't own Microsoft. They don't own Facebook. Why don't they own any of those things? And you say, well, they control everything at the top. They're the bankers. They're run by the families who control banking. They're bankers. They don't buy .coms, and they don't buy stocks, and they don't buy electric car stocks. What do they buy? They buy banking stuff. What is banking stuff? The future of all currencies. Why do they own gold? They own silver. They own a bunch of property, right? They're a bank. That's what they do. They deal with deeds. They deal with money. They own a bunch of bonds. They create a bunch of bonds. What are bonds? What are bonds? You know what bonds are. Bonds are stable coins. I talk about it all the time. They want the stablecoin market and they want the top 10 cryptos. They're not buying Dogecoin. They're buying the top 10. And they're not buying anything else. Think about it, guys. They're not buying lithium mines. Well, they might be buying lithium mines, but they're not buying anything that isn't anything to do with money. These are money people. They control where the flow of currency and where it's going and keep the game in their on top of their board. They have the chessboard. They control the chessboard. They want to stay in control of the chessboard. They don't care what the chess pieces are. Way back when it was tulips and shells. Today it's crypto and gold and silver. Gold and silver is fading in their eyes. Again, I talked about that before. It's not that they don't want gold and silver to be the future of all assets. They just don't think the youth is going to warm up to it. That's why they bought the cryptos. You see where that's at? You see what I'm talking about? These people who are the money of all money have decided what is money. What is the future of money? That's where we're at. That's how I know you have a winning ticket. Because the 9 horses are on the track still. We don't know which one it is. And I don't want you, I'm going to reiterate this, do not panic when, oh my God, I could have bought XRP at 5 cents and now it's at $5. Buy it. That's what I'm saying. All you people that have a very small allocation to XRP or whatever the coin is, could be XLM, I don't even know. I don't know. It could be XDC, I don't know. But it will be very obvious to us all because it'll run up the leaderboard. And when that thing starts flying up the leaderboard, you better buy it. It's not a pump and dump. Okay? We're going to have a week or 2 or month to figure out which coin they really like. Again, not financial advice. None of this is. This is one man's opinion. And I just have these concepts rolling around in my head. And I want to make sure that I share them with you because you're my family. You're my people. This is what we do. We have you put down below in your great comments, which triggers my thought process when then I get to share my beliefs or my thoughts about what you provoked me with or what I should look at next and how I should look at it. And thankfully, you and I are clicking as a team and this thing's working out really well. Because look at us. Look where we were 8 years ago. Look at us now. It's all the fat lady's already singing. She's singing. The song isn't over yet, but she's beyond warming up, you know. And Fat Lady isn't going to sing long because she, you know, gets hungry up there in the lights, bright lights. So, hope you guys got something from that. I really love you guys. I appreciate the time that you spend with me. It means a lot to me because I know how busy your day is, and I know how damn long these videos are with this old guy ranting in the camera. So, please put a like, subscribe if you like this kind of content, and maybe share it with somebody who you think could get something out of that because maybe your brother-in-law with a beer can dent in his head. Maybe that guy. All right, guys. Love you very much, and check me out. I'm all over the place now. Anyway, love you. I'm out. So yeah, I was caffeinated fully. And, well, sometimes you get that guy, and I love it, man. I love where we're at. I love this energy. I love the energy of the whole space and where we're at, guys. We did this. This is happening. The people that I talked about in this video don't lose games. They win. And you're on the team. Love ya.